All right, guys, we've made it to day 10. Day 10, we're going to talk about embracing lifelong learning. Lifelong learning. Nelson Mandela is our motivational quote today. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Education is the most powerful weapon that you can use in order to change the world. So today, what we're going to do is talk about how lifelong learning helps to promote personal growth and self-development, and how you can use it as a tool to enhance those qualities about yourself, academic and otherwise, that really position you to take advantage of the opportunities that you will see in your life. So we've got a worksheet today and a course description I'm going to go over with you. And this is not that I want you to pay less attention to any other of the course breakouts, but this one, we're going to really get into some meat and potatoes and some specifics. I want you to really be honed in on what we're going to be talking about today. You have an opportunity here to really change the trajectory of your life if that's what you're trying to do. You can really enhance some soft skill sets, or you can just insert a completely different skill set that, heretofore you have not had, and that can come through education. So let's get rocking and rolling. All right, so guys, today we have the opportunity to embark on a journey of learning and personal growth by signing up for a new class or certification. That's what I mean by inserting a completely new skill set that heretofore you do not have. If an area that you're interested in, you have no skill set in at all, you've never studied it, nothing's keeping you from studying it now. This can be a significant investment in yourself and in your future. So let's identify your interests. Again, I'll need you to hone in so that you can really make the best of this exercise. First, let's identify your interests. What areas are you interested in? Reflect on the areas or the skills that you've always been curious about. And I'll even add that you're passionate about, that you could use to enhance your career or your personal life. And the reason I say passion is because on the podcast, I always tell the listeners that the goal of life is not to make a lot of money or work for some large company or drive a certain car, although that I don't have any problem with any of that. But you can do all of that and not be fulfilled. The goal should be self-realization, number one, but within realizing who you really are and being in that state, that is fulfillment at its highest. That is a place where your work coupled with your passion equals fulfillment. That's the formula. My work plus my passion equals me being fulfilled. So fulfillment really is the key. So what areas are you interested in? What areas are you passionate about? Next, do some research. Find out the areas that you're passionate about. Where are they offering classes? You bought this course because it was something you were interested in, something that you thought perhaps I could help you obtain, and hopefully that's what's taking place. Are you interested? You're interested in information like this. Otherwise, you wouldn't have bought the course. And you feel like this course can help to either upgrade or update or revise or transform you into the person that you want to be. So is there similar content like this that you can have access to? Is there something completely different that you want to add to your repertoire? Okay, so do some research, explore online platforms and institutions that have certifications, different things. Again, if it's specific to work, and if you need to be certified in a certain, let's say you're a coder and you need to be certified in a certain language, let's do some research on that. If you are in the medical field and you are let's say you're not quite a registered nurse and you want to be a registered nurse, how can you do that? How can you find those courses and take those courses to get that certification to impact your career trajectory? How can you do that? Let's figure it out. The next thing is enroll. We're about taking action here. So once you found the right course or for the certification program, as I'm tongue-tied today, take that leap. Go ahead and enroll. This is a commitment. It's a powerful step in the right direction to achieving your goals. Let's say on day one of your goals was to impact your career. You wanted to be in a modus operandi of achievement in your career. You want You want to be, at a higher grade level, a higher salary level. You want an appraisal, an upgrade. Well, if getting a certification, adding to your skill sets, is going to make you more valuable for companies that are looking for that skill set, why not go ahead and enroll and obtain that skill set? The next thing is set clear goals. Define what you're aiming to achieve with this new knowledge and with this new skill. So if you've identified a completely different career path that you're passionate about and you really want to get into, but you don't have the skill set yet, a good plan looks like this. Identify where I can obtain that skill. And number two, once I do obtain that skill, where can I go now and utilize that skill that's going to really pay me at the scale that I want to be paid? Make sure you have this plan documented, and you can go in order. I get the skill, update my resume, I get back out on the market. Chances are I can get this level of position. And then next, plan your learning. Schedule dedicated time for your studies. Be consistent. Consistency is the key to successful learning. Now, again, I told you I have a master's degree in education, so I'm big on education. I'm big on educating yourself, but I want you to do it from a different perspective. Within our community, within the world, there are systems, whether they're political, religious, educational, academic, etc. Be aware of that. In other words, I tell my kids, don't go to college to get a job necessarily. Don't use that cookie cutter mindset. What you want to do is identify the impact you want to make in the world, identify things you're passionate about, and then figure out how can I use college to benefit me? How can I use college to further my ideas, my company, or the things that I want to do? Look at education that way, as opposed to going through the same process that hundreds of thousands of students go through with the expectation of leaving and exiting to get a job at some company, which technically I don't really have a problem with that. People can find, productivity in many ways. I'm suggesting to you to rethink it. I'm suggesting to you a different perspective. I'm suggesting to you even perhaps a higher perspective, a central perspective. Figure out how this education can benefit you. Figure out how this new class, this new certification can benefit you and being engulfed and engaged in your life's work, your passion. Once you find that, no one will have to push you to do anything. You'll want to get up and go. You probably won't want to come on because this is what you're passionate about. So anyway, I could talk to this one a long time, but some ways to identify your interest, because this is part of your worksheet. Some ways to identify your interest. What are you passionate about? Reflect on things you're passionate about. These should be pretty intuitive, but it's a checklist nonetheless. Strengths and weaknesses. What are your strengths and weaknesses? If you're going for a skill set upgrade, I would say upgrade the areas where you're weak. Upgrade the areas where you're weak. That can kind of get you into a plateau where most of your skill sets are very, very strong, very tight. Values and beliefs. What are your values and your beliefs? Why is that important? Well, the reason why you do what you do now is because you have a belief system in place. You don't do anything that you don't believe you should do. Most people don't. And the reason I know that's true is because we learn at a very early age about right and wrong. We're programmed. This is right and this is wrong. And we believe it because someone told us that we care about a lot. Our guardians, our parents, our grandparents. And then we build on that system. And so we go into schools and that's reinforced. We go into churches and that's reinforced. And after a while, we do this behavior so often that we believe it. It becomes part of our character, of who we are. So getting up every day, going to work, whether we want to or not, we have a belief that this is what responsible people do. We have a belief that graduating from high school and college is what responsible people do. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. We have a belief. So if you want to really be impacted by this academic upgrade, what is it that you believe in? Okay, make sure it aligns with your belief and values, because that's going to make it easy for you to do. All right, so there are online assessments. that you can take, personality assessment, strengths finders, and ways to explore yourself much deeper than simple questions that you may think of. So consider personality assessment tools like MBTI and Enneagram. These are listed in your notes. You have this, so you can just kind of go into the notes of the platform here, and you can just kind of see what these company names are. You can explore the Clifton Strengths Assessment. Clifton Strengths Assessment. This tells you about your strengths and your weaknesses. Okay. You'll be able to identify these in a more scientific way. Take the scientific approach. All right. So guys, this is day 10. There's some work for us to do, but this is very, very good work for us because we're talking about ultimately changing and transforming. So being able to add a skill set, some knowledge, in the form of a certification or a diploma or certificate, this can really benefit you if your goal is to move up higher within your career. If your goal really is to make yourself more attractive in the workplace, if your goal is to be more productive in your personal life, maybe your goal is to learn a new language just so you can travel more. So your goal would be to really live a more fulfilling life, being able to communicate with people that speak a different language. You decide, but you go through this exercise more than one time if you need to make that determination. So good fortune to you, and I'll see you in day 11.